Okay, so yeah, we're live. Okay, so um, good morning. Welcome to session 12, which is the final stop in this journey. Today, we're bringing everything together, not just the tools, not the metrics, but the whole wisdom behind using those tools and the wisdom um, in a smart and integrated way. So let me start here. Okay, so over the last 11 sessions, we've basically taken a chatbot and opened it up like an engine and studied it, every screw, every gear and circuit inside it. Then we talked about what makes a conversation feels or feel good in session two. The difference between a chatbot that listens versus one that feels like it's arguing with you, not just listening and answering. Also, in session three, we went deep into language and culture because a bot speaking correct Arabic is not just enough. There are multiple dialects, etc. And by session four, we were dealing with accuracy in high stakes domain, like medical, legal, or financial use cases. One mistake in those domains can cost real money, or even worse. Medical stuff is really scary. And in session five, it was all about bias, with teaching the system not to reflect or amplify unfair patterns that human can be talking with or arguing with through social media. And in session six, we stressed the bot's robustness. Does it break when users spell things wrong? Does it write in slang or switch languages mid conversation? We talked about all of this. And if your friend might WhatsApp you in a short words that are still understandable, you still get it. Like if it say hello and just remove the e word and it's just HLO, so you know what your friend means. So if you're talking with a bot, you still need to get the bot needs to get what you're talking with, um, even in short words. Also, in session seven, we focused on data quality, making sure we're not feeding the model garbage and then being surprised when we get garbage data back. And in session eight, we built the bot security fortress. And in session nine, it was all about transparency, making the system explainable. Also in session 10, we checked the technical performance, how fast was the bot, how scalable it is, and how heavy it is on resources, etc. And on Monday, in session 11, it was about continual improvement, making sure the chatbot doesn't stay stuck in 1 year while the world moves on. We talked about avoiding things like concept drift or forgetting old knowledge, etc. So yeah, we've built an entire arsenal of metrics and methods and checks, but and this is the key idea for today's session. Having the tools isn't the same as knowing how to use them altogether. So it's like a musician owning the best violin in the world doesn't automatically make you play like a master. A real artist knows how to combine multiple instruments and rhythms and melodies into one beautiful symphony. And that's exactly what today's session is all about, how to take all these separate pieces and compose one coherent and powerful professional evaluation workflow or framework. Okay, So let's move on. So in this capstone session, we're doing something very important. We're shifting from evaluating the chatbot in pieces to evaluating it as one complete living system. Up to now, we measured everything separately. Intent accuracy over here, forgetting rate over here, P99 latency somewhere else. But real world teams, they don't want 20 different spreadsheets. They want one story. So one dashboard that shows the chatbot's overall health, just like a doctor's check your blood pressure, oxygen level, heart rate, and temperature together to understand your condition. And when everything comes together, we face real trade-off, or sorry, trade-offs. For example, do we push accuracy higher, even if it makes the model less transparent or harder to explain? Do we try to make the bot faster, even if that means using more compute and more money, more usage of a consumption of the resources that it has? Do we reduce memory usage, even if that slightly increases latency? And other many questions we need to ask. Um, and there are real decisions AI teams that are made every day. And today you will learn how to balance these tensions instead of optimizing only one metric blindly. Okay, so we will also look at two lenses of evaluation. First one is level analysis and conversation level analysis. We will talk about both of them. It's like judging a movie. You don't decide whether it's good based on a single scene. You look at the whole story. You finish the movie, then you give your rating or your feedback. And maybe the most important skill that we will learn today is reporting, because a great evaluator isn't someone who just produces numbers, it's someone who translates those numbers so anyone could understand them, not just themselves. They will translate them into something meaningful. So, like an example, a good report doesn't say accuracy dropped by 7%. It will say accuracy dropped by 7% because of domain drift in financial queries, etc., etc. It will have a full explanation of the issue. It will explain what happened and why it did happen, and what should happen next, and like the solution and etc. So this final session is more than a technical exercise. It's a bridge from theory to real world impact. It's where data becomes information, and information then becomes insights, and insights turns into strategic decisions. So by the time we finish this session today, you won't just know how to evaluate a chatbot. You will know how to design and communicate and guide its entire quality lifecycle, and not just you won't be just an evaluator anymore. You're becoming a quality architect. Yeah. So let's move forward. Okay. So to properly evaluate a chatbot, we can't rely on a single test. We've talked about this before, or a one-time checklist. Evaluation is something that happens continuously, and it happens on multiple levels, from the tiniest details to the full conversation experience. And we've covered this deeply and before in data sets and etc. So let's start with the smallest unit, which is the turn. Um, a turn is simply means one user message paired with the bot's immediate response. At this level, we zoom in. We zoom in like a microscope. So when we evaluate turn by turn, we focus on very specific questions. One of them is the NLU accuracy. Did the bot understand the user's intent? Did it extract the right entities? Did it think of users as like I'm sorry, did it give good answers to the questions? So if a user is saying book a flight to Paris next Monday, we've um, example before. If the bot misses Monday, that's an LU an LU failure because a Monday is an intent. I'm sorry, an entity in this sentence, and it is the date. Yeah, the date of the flight or the day of the flight. So if it misses it, it will be a natural language understanding failure. Yeah. So, and we've got response correctness. Um, we ask a question over here: is what the bot said actually correct? Like for example, if a user asks, "What time does the bank closes?" and the bot gives yesterday's hour, that's incorrect. Even if it understood the intent, it should be correct. Also, we've got response completeness. It's like asking someone where's the nearest pharmacy, and they reply on Main Street. Great answer. But which direction is Main Street? What landmark can you give me to go there? Also, we've got fluency. Fluency matters because no one wants a bot that sounds like Google Translation from 2008. We need something understandable, something clear and error free. So these are the questions that we have to ask. And the question is, when do we use the turn level evaluations? This level is perfect for debugging and fundamentals. If the bot isn't understanding basic queries or is giving wrong facts, no higher level evaluation will save it. So turn level evaluation is the foundation. It tells us where specific errors live. But here's the catch. So turn level ignores context. A response can be perfectly correct by itself, but still wrong in the conversation. So, for example, if a user said, I lost my credit card, the bot answered, would you like to apply for a new credit card? Individually, the bot understood the words, but contextually, this is a terrible response. The user is likely stressed and wants to report a fraud or something. So turn level evaluation gives us precision, but not the full story. Okay. And we've talked about the individual turns. Let's step back and look at the big picture, the full conversation. So at this microscopic level, we evaluate the chatbot as if we're watching the entire movie, not just a single scene. So when evaluating conversations as a whole, we focus on several key metrics. So the first one is task success. Did the user achieve their goal? So for example, did they successfully book the flight? Did they get a full answer to a complex banking question? This is the most important business metric because no matter how perfect individual responses are, if the user fails, the bot fails. The bot failed like miserably. Also, we've got conversation efficiency. How many turns did it take? Were there loops, repeated questions, or unnecessary steps? Think of a user asking, when is my appointment? And the bot asks the same clarification 3 times. This is not efficient. Um, Overall user satisfaction. This measures the user's impression of the entire interaction. Did they feel helped or frustrated or confident in the bot's answer? Um, One of the GPT's models today, they give you a feedback pop up or like a bubble and ask you, did this conversation was this conversation helpful, um, did it give you what you wanted, or did it answer your question? It will collect the feedback from you, so it will know how to answer, or to complete the um, responses correctly, or the whole picture to get them back to the okay. So we've got dialogue quality, a qualitative metric that looks at coherence and context, retention and natural flow. So for instance, if a user switches a topic mid-chat, can the bot keep up and handle the conversation smoothly? This metric actually evaluates this. Also, when to use a conversation level evaluation. This is the level that truly measure the real user experience and the business value of the chatbot. If turn level metrics tell us whether the bot is correct, conversation level metrics tell us whether the bot is useful and pleasant to interact with. And the trade-off over here at this level, it can be harder to pinpoint exactly why a conversation failed. For example, the user might leave frustrated. Um, was it because of one misunderstood turn, or maybe the slow response, or a missing feature? We don't know. So to find that, we often need to drill back down to the turn level data. Okay, so the next slide over here. Okay, let's talk about how turn level and conversational level evaluation fit together in a way that actually makes sense for real work. So imagine this. If I say turn level evaluation is like looking at a single of a movie. You check if the actor said the line correctly, if the camera angle is right, if the lighting is perfect. But however, conversation level evaluation is like watching the whole movie. Did the story make sense? Did it keep the audience engaged? Did the ending satisfy everyone? At the turn level, we focus on technical accuracy. Did the chatbot understood the intent? Was the answer correct? Did it say everything that it was supposed to say? For example, a bot might get 95% of intents right. Intents right. That's great accuracy. But at the conversational level, we're asking a bigger question. Did the user achieve their goal? Did they walk away happy? Maybe 85% of users successfully booked their ticket. That's the real business metric. And here's the catch. Um, one can fail even if the other succeed. The bot might understand every single message perfectly, but if it still doesn't help the user finish a complex task, the conversation it fails. Or maybe the bot might understand intent but give away wrong answers. That's a turn level failure. How do we use both of them? We start with conversation level evaluation to find the problematic conversations, the ones where users didn't get what they wanted. Then we zoom in with turn level evaluation to figure out exactly where things broke. It's like being a detective. You start with the crime scene and then examine the clues to find the culprit. When we combine both, both of these methodologies, we get the full picture, the details and the big picture all together. That's the power of an integrated evaluation framework. All right. Okay. So we're going to talk about the unified evaluation dashboard, the ultimate control center for the chatbot. Imagine this dashboard like the cockpit of an airplane. Pilots don't just look at one dial. They need the full view: speed, altitude, fuel, weather. Same idea for the chatbots. We need a single place that shows everything happening in the system. So, what does this dashboard include? First, the conversation quality section. This is where we measure the user experience directly. We track things like intent accuracy rates, entity F1 score, task success rate, average conversation length, customer satisfaction score, how happy are the users overall. So basically, this section answers, is the conversation working well from the user's perspective. Next, we have specialized. This one reminds us of of sessions 4 and 5. Here we dig into high stakes areas like medical or legal domains. We track accuracy separately for each domain because a bot might do fine in casual chat but fail where precision really matters. We also track bias metrics here, like whether predictions are fair across demographic groups and confidence scores for high risk responses. So we don't need any biases in a medical or legal chatbot. This tells us not just if the bot is smart, but if it's fair and trustworthy. Then comes the robustness and security. From session 6 and 8, we want to see how the bot handles an unexpected input, like typos, slang, or questions they never, or the bot never have seen before. That's a robustness score. We also monitor security, how many vulnerabilities were found in pen- pen- I'm sorry, penetration tests, and whether we are meeting privacy requirements like GDPR. After all, a bot that leaks data or crashes on unusual input is useless, no matter how smart it is. So this section over here is really important. Um, okay, so we've got also technical efficiency. This is the mechanical performance, the latency, which is P50, P95, P99. We talked about this on Monday, and the throughput, error rate, underload, and resource consumption. Think of this section as measuring how fast and smooth the car can run, not just whether it has airbags or something. And finally, we've got the continual learning section. We track things like backward forgetting, did the model forget old knowledge after updates, improvement rate over time, is the bot actually learning and improving, and also active learning efficiency, if the training strategy, is it better than random sampling or not? So here's a real challenge in this one. It's in the dashboard. I mean, it's not enough to just display all these numbers. The power comes from visualizing relationships between them. For example, a graph could show how a decreasing latency improves customer satisfaction, or how a model app update temporarily increases forgetting before performance improves again. So the goal is a 360-degree view. So anyone looking at the dashboard can instantly understand the chatbot's health and performance and trends over the time. So we need this dashboard for evaluators, for people who are working and working on the chatbot's overall success in a business side and technical side as well. Okay. Um, we're moving from numbers to narrative, from dashboards to stories that actually drive decisions. A report isn't just a pile of data. It's a compelling story that is what's happening. Here's why it's happening and what you should do next to fix this. Okay, so the structure of an effective report. Let's talk about this structure. A good report is tailored to its audience. Different people need different things. So, executive summary. This is for business leaders and executives, people who don't have time to read pages of charts. It's a one-page snapshot that answers one big questions, or sorry, four big questions. What's the overall health of the system? Is it good? Is it fair? Is it poor? Also, what are the most important findings? What are the top three recommendations? And what's the expected ROI if these recommendations are implemented? I'll give you an example here. You might say something like during Q3, customer satisfaction improved by 5% thanks to reduced latency. However, the change booking task success rate is still low at 40%, costing us an unestimated 50K per month and human agent calls. We recommend an urgent focus on improving this task. So notice how this communicates the situation clearly. It highlights the impact and tells the leadership exactly what actions is needed. No numbers or like no detailed numbers, no detailed flow. It's just one direct page that tells the leaders what is going on in their chat. Um, so key findings and analytics. So this section is for product managers and also analytics, people who dive into the details. Here we show all the key metrics from the dashboard, trends and comparisons and visuals, charts, etc. And also the graphs here are the best friends of the um, product managers and analysts. But here's the critical part. Don't just report the numbers. You should explain the why. For example, if, instead of saying intent accuracy dropped by 3%, you would say intent accuracy dropped by 3%. Our analysis really reveals this drop is concentrated in the billing inquiry intent following our new marketing campaign. This suggests the model wasn't trained on the new types of customer queries. So see how that gives context. It turns raw data into actionable insights. So the executive summary, it gives the headline and recommendations. The key findings section, it gives the story behind those numbers. And together they make the report both compelling and useful. Okay. It's time. Okay, so a problem deep dive. So especially for, this section is especially for engineers and developers and data scientists. This is the section that where we focus on the top 3 or top 5 problems that are causing the biggest pain points. This isn't just a theory. We pull real examples from failed conversations, then analyze the error logs and use profiling tools or XAI. Just 1 second, please. Okay. So let's finish this slide and go into a 5 minutes break. Okay, so we were saying about the problem deep dive section. We said that we analyze errors and we use profiling tools or maybe XAI techniques to understand. Example, let's say the change booking task is failing. By analyzing 50 failed conversations, we notice a pattern. The model often misses the new travel date when the user says it indirectly. For example, if the user said, "I want the same day next week," it didn't specify the name of the day. It just referred to some old conversation or some old data. So this gives us a concrete and actionable understanding of what's breaking over here. And the action plan and recommendations section, we don't stop at just identifying problems. Every problem must have a clear and measurable action plan. And importantly, each recommendation ties directly back to problem that we identified. We also prioritize actions based on impact and effort, usually using an impact effort matrix. This ensures that we tackle high value fixes first. So, for example, high priority, example recommendations, high priority, it augment training data for the change booking intent with 500 new examples focusing on indirect date expressions. The effort here is low, the impact is high. Also, the medium priority. Um, we up we upgrade the model inference library to the latest version to reduce the P99 latency by 10%. The effort here is medium and the impact is also medium. And low priority, it research techniques to mitigate gender bias in language models. The effort here is high, but the impact is long term. Um, okay, so can you see how each recommendation is specific and measurable and clearly linked to a real problem? This makes it easy for all stakeholders, whether engineers, product managers, or business leaders, to understand exactly what needs to be done and why. So in short, this section, it turns insights into concrete actions, making the report not just informative, but truly strategic and actionable. Okay. Okay. So let's finish this course with the last slide. Okay, so here we are at the finish line of our journey. From day one, we started small, learning the basics of alphabet of conversation quality, and now we've composed an integrated symphony of evaluation and reporting. So no longer do we need, or sorry, no longer do we use the chatbot as mysterious black box. We know what's happening inside it. We understand the complex processes and methodologies behind it. Also, that how transparent system inside it that can be systematically measured and analyzed and also improved. So one key lesson that we've learned is that evaluation isn't just the final quality check that we leave at the final stage, at the final task. It's a strategic engine that runs continuously, powering the entire product cycle. So it's the compass that guiding development, the microscope that really reveals the flows, and also the telescope charting the course for the future. We've gained more than theory through this course. We've we had a practical frameworks. We can design a comprehensive dashboard and analyze complex trends and write persuasive reports that actually drive action. And we've gone beyond being a technical evaluator, actually. We've become a thought leader in conversational AI, someone who can build not just better chatbots, but smarter and fairer and more human user experience. And also remember, this field, it evolves at lightning speed. The real challenge here, it begins now, to keep learning and to adapt to new technologies, and most importantly to apply these rigorous principles to build the next generation of trustworthy and responsible AI systems, also ethically AI systems. So go ahead, take these tools, these frameworks, this mindset that we've built over the last 12 sessions, and shape the future of conversational AI. So thank you so much. Yeah, we have just finished this course. So there will be also a survey at the end of this session. Please fill it and give us your feedback from overall the course. There will be rewards for committed participants. Some of them, some of you who were always here might have rewards, and some attendees will be selected for the golden team. There will be certificates and prizes. I will be finalizing the full. I'm sorry. The instructor will be finalizing the full attendance report, and will share a file listing each participant's attendance detail. Also, see Reddit page for more information. So you can say you can see that Lutfi Muhammad, the panelist, he posted he sent a message for the survey link. You can see it in the links. I don't think I can pin it or something, but you can see it in the messages. Please fill it. And thank you so much. You can refer to the Reddit page, as I said, for the course updates and details and the rewards as well. And also you can contact the email also Lutfi has provided in the messages. Thank you so much. Okay, I guess that's it.
Yes, thank you, Mira. Thank you, Luffy, for putting this whole thing together. We really appreciate it. And thank you to all of you for joining us every session, or for some of the sessions. We have the playlist available on YouTube if you missed any of them. So thank you, everybody, again. Have a great rest of your evening. Bye-bye, everybody.